curious, slightly ominous. The primordial void is no longer still. It is filled with a sprawling celestial architecture, building itself outward into the darkness. This growth is driven by a simple engine of observation. The divine consciousness observes what exists, and by gathering those thoughts together, it creates the next magnitude. This formal process of counting is called the law of ascension. There is a mechanical flaw built into this reality. Because every single number automatically generates a successor, the mathematical ladder possesses no ceiling. Walking this path step by step is an exhausting, unfinishable journey. No matter how impossibly vast the tally of the universe grows, the horizon of existence recedes exactly as fast as the mind pursues it. At this stage of creation, infinity exists only as an ongoing action, the constant mechanical rhythm of addition that never reaches a final stop. To truly comprehend the totality of existence, the divine mind realizes it cannot simply walk the infinite ladder. It has to invent a radical new mechanism to trap the unending process. The consciousness abandons the physical act of counting entirely. Instead of building reality from the bottom up, it decides to observe the universe from a supreme vantage point, summoning the whole from above. It achieves this through an axiomatic blueprint. The mind can command an impossible thought to exist simply by laying down the rigid, absolute rules of what that thought must contain. The consciousness decrees a new conceptual boundary. This perimeter will not be defined by a final number, because there is no edge to the count. Instead, it will be defined by two absolute laws of internal containment. You can never reach the infinite just by adding one to the finite. True endlessness must be manifested by the sheer force of divine imagination. This diagram outlines the first requirement of the blueprint. The boundary must hold an anchor. The emptyset, the sacred seed of Null, is placed perfectly in the center, tying this new concept directly to the very first truth of existence. The second requirement is an eternal promise. The boundary decrees that if any dot exists inside it, the boundary forces that dot's successor to also exist inside. This guarantees that every step of the endless progression is captured within these walls. The underlying logic is formalized here in the Axiom of Infinity. The equation states that the set contains 0, and it contains the successor to every number within it. By declaring these two rules simultaneously, the divine mind snaps a massive conceptual perimeter shut around the infinite cascade. The chaos of endless growth is perfectly trapped. The mathematical sequence will continue forever, but it is now impossible for it to escape the boundary. The consciousness looks upon this massive, encompassing thought and gives the eternal totality a name, Aleph-Naught. The concept of endless continuation has been completely frozen into a static form. The mind has transformed the process into a finished piece of data. The infinite now exists as a completed, tangible object resting securely in the inventory of truths. This establishes an entirely new hierarchy in the firmament. Inside Aleph-Naught, the number 1 and the most unimaginably massive finite tally sit side by side as equal citizens, completely dwarfed by the sheer scale of the perimeter holding them. The abstract mind conquered the endless journey, not by outrunning it, but by proving that true logical dominance comes from the ability to define an